Hello everyone, welcome to Young Innovators Astronomy class. Before we begin this session, hope you watched our last video on solar system. It is very much needed to watch our last video before we begin the session. In this session, we shall be learning about inner planets and its few important characteristics. Before we learn about inner planets, let's understand what a planet is. A planet is a spherical object that revolves around the Sun in a solar system. There are many objects in the solar system that revolve around the Sun, but all are not called as planets. Do you know why? A celestial object has certain rules to be known as a planet. Like it must revolve around the star, be spherical enough, and clear its orbit from any leftover remnants during the formation of solar system. If you had observed a planet and a star shining in the night sky, you can notice that light from the planet is much brighter, unlike stars. Also, planets appear to move much faster in the sky as they are closer than the stars, due to which they are known as wanderers. The name planet itself is derived from a Greek word called wanderers. Planets are classified as inner and outer planets based on their relative position from Sun. Please refer to the earlier video on solar system. We shall now look into few of the characteristics of both inner and outer planets in our upcoming videos. Firstly, inner planets. Inner planets are the planets which lie within the asteroid belt, namely Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. All the four planets are rocky and composed of solid particles like rocks and metals. They are called as terrestrial planets, where terra means land in Latin. All the inner planets have an atmosphere and a hard surface on which we can land on, just like how we are on Earth. As they are rocky, they are denser too. That means if we happen to drop any inner planet in a bucket of water, they would sink just like how a metal ball sinks inside the water. Definitely it's not possible to drop a planet, but that is just to understand what density means. Inner planets revolute faster around Sun as their orbits are much closer to Sun, but rotate slowly on their own axis compared to outer planets. Two of the inner planets do not have moons, namely Mercury and Venus, whereas Earth and Mars have 1 and 2 moons respectively. They also do not have rings around them like outer planets. As they are relatively close to Sun, temperature of inner planets are moderate, neither extremely hot nor too cold. Most of the planets are named after Roman or Greek gods based on the characteristics observed in the night sky by early humans. Now, let's look into these 4 planets one by one. Mercury. It is a planet with very thin or no atmosphere on it. As it is close to the Sun, it revolutes faster than any planet in the solar system, but spins slowly on its own axis. Due to its fast revolution, it is known as a speedy messenger, named after Roman god Apollo. Since it is close to the Sun, its surface and atmosphere is almost wiped off over the years due to extreme exposure to the solar activity like solar wind, flares, storms, etc. Absence of thick atmosphere has resulted in many crater and asteroid impacts on it. The bright streaks on the surface are called as crater rays. Mercury also exhibits extreme temperature conditions like too hot during the day about 430 degrees Celsius and too cold in the night about minus 180 degrees Celsius. Mercury rotates slowly on its axis and completes one rotation in 59 Earth days and revolution in about 88 Earth days. It is the smallest planet in the solar system, measuring about slightly bigger than Earth's moon. Depending on its position from the Sun, it can be seen through naked eye near the horizon just before sunrise or sunset. Venus. Most of the time it is referred as a morning star and an evening star, because it is the brightest object visible in the sky, sometimes morning or in the evening during the course of the year. Due to its brightness, it was assumed to be a star. It is called as Earth's sister planet as it has many similar characteristics like size and atmosphere. Venus is known to be the hottest planet in the solar system because of its thick atmosphere, which is mostly made up of carbon dioxide and clouds of sulfur, which traps the heat received from the Sun, resulting in a phenomenon called greenhouse effect. Its atmosphere is so hot because it is surrounded by very thick clouds, which is about 100 times more massive than our atmosphere here on Earth. Lead, the one of the heaviest metal found on Earth, needs heat which is about 300 times the room temperature to melt it. The temperature of Venus is even hotter than that. It can just melt the lead in a short span of time. Venus is slightly different from other inner planets, like its rotational speed is much longer than the revolution period. It takes about 225 Earth days to go around Sun and completes one rotation 243 Earth days on its axis. It is the only planet in the solar system which rotates from east to west. That means if we were on planet Venus, our Sun would appear to rise in the west and set in the east. Such a rotation is called retrograde rotation. It is the only planet named after a goddess known for love and beauty, because it was seen as the brightest shining planet among all the others in the sky. Venus has mountains, valleys, and tens of thousands of volcanoes. It is known to have the highest volcanic activity in the solar system in the early days. Earth, it is the most special and unique planet in the universe known till date, because we live inside the planet. For many years, scientists or we as humans were not aware of the fact that we lived inside a planet called Earth. According to mythology, it was and is believed that the universe was formed after the formation of Earth. It is believed that the Mother Earth, called Gaia, one of the most beautiful women, wanted to create a beautiful nature around her. Thus, she created plants, water, night sky filled with stars, etc. Since we are residing inside it, it was not known for many years that we existed inside a planet. Hence, there is no Greek or Roman naming system for it. Our Earth is the only planet known to have life in the entire universe till date. Atmosphere of Earth has many layers of gas composed of oxygen, nitrogen, argon, which allows the temperature to be moderate, also makes it breathable for all living organisms. Due to its right position from Sun, we get moderate heat energy from Sun, which helps that water to exist in liquid form, and life can easily be formed and evolved on it. The temperature variations are moderate and just right enough for the life to sustain. Planet Earth appears bluish as seen from space because most of our planet is filled with water content and water bodies. It is the only planet with different life forms like planets, animals, microorganisms, etc. It takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation and 365 days to complete one revolution around the Sun. Our Earth has a very close neighbor called Luna, the only natural satellite. It is believed to have formed from Earth after its formation. Humans have made many explorations on our planet in the field of science and technology by traveling to outer space. Like we have a space lab called International Space Station set up around the planet to conduct research 24/7. Today, there are thousands of odd satellites that have been launched around Earth which helps us in communication and navigation to study and understand weather patterns, etc. Mars. Commonly known as a red planet, it appears red in color due to the presence of rust or iron oxide on its surface. It has two moons called Phobos and Deimos. They are irregular in shape and appear like asteroids. Mars is named after the Greek god Ares, known as god of war and agriculture due to its red color. During its evolution, it must have had many active volcanoes which suspended thick ash into its atmosphere. Mars has the largest volcano and the tallest mountain among 8 planets called Olympus Mons. It is about 2.5 times the Earth's tallest mountain, Mount Everest. Scientists believe that life can exist on Mars as it has similar atmosphere and rotation period as that of the Earth. Its atmosphere is thin compared to that of Earth and primarily made up of carbon dioxide and traces of oxygen. Because of its distance from Sun and thin atmosphere, its average temperature is about -63 degrees Celsius. The rotational period is about 24 hours 37 minutes and it takes about 687 Earth days to complete one revolution around Sun. Large permanent polar ice caps are present on either side of Martian poles, and scientists predict that there exists liquid water below these ice caps. Surprisingly, Mars has deepest canyon also called as valleys, Marineris, which extends up to 3,000 km long and 8 km deep, whereas Grand Canyon of Arizona on Earth is only about 800 km long and 1.8 km deep. Scientists believe that there can be a possibility for life to exist on Mars, hence many spacecrafts have been sent and landed on Mars today. By the end of 2021, humans may travel to Mars to create a sustainable surface for life. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.